Hello, I'm Czardus. Grab some coffee and relapse as we build in Cities Skylines 2. Today we see railroads come to Riverwoods, but first be sure to check out Apex Gaming via the link in the description below for some amazing custom gaming PCs. The first railroad to arrive in Riverwoods marked a pivotal moment in the town's history, transforming it from a secluded timber community to a burgeoning hub of commerce and transportation. This historic event took place in the early 1800s or early 1880s, during a period of rapid expansion and economic growth in the Pacific Northwest. The initiative to extend a railroad to Riverwoods was spearheaded by the Pacific Northwest Railway Company, a visionary enterprise looking to capitalize on the rich timber resources and strategic location of Riverwoods. The construction of the railroad was a monumental task that involved negotiating tough terrain, dense forests, and negotiating land rights with local landowners and the indigenous community. It required the collective effort of engineers, laborers, including many who had settled in Riverwoods for its timber prospects, and local leaders. The arrival of the railroad significantly altered the socio-economic landscape of Riverwoods. It facilitated the transport of timber to distant markets, attracting more businesses and investment into the town. The population of Riverwood saw a substantial increase as workers, their families, and entrepreneurs moved to the town, lured by the promise of opportunity. This influx contributed to the diversification of the town's economy beyond timber, including the establishment of new services and industries. The railroad also brought about significant changes in the social fabric of Riverwoods. The influx of new residents from various backgrounds contributed to a more diverse community, introducing new cultural influences and ideas. While the railroad was largely celebrated for the prosperity it brought, it also led to challenges such as disputes over land, changes in the traditional way of life for the indigenous community, and the need for new laws and regulations to manage the growing town. Among the key figures in the railroad's history were the founders of the Pacific Northwest Railway Company, local entrepreneurs like Henry Dawson, who saw the potential for growth, and leaders from the indigenous community who helped negotiate the terms of land use and labor. The railroad's legacy in Riverwoods is profound. It established the town as a critical node in the region's transportation network and set the stage for its evolution into a modern city. The annual Railroads Day Festival in Riverwoods celebrates this legacy, commemorating the railroad's completion and its lasting impact on the community. The construction and operation of the first railroad were not just milestones in the physical development of Riverwoods, but also emblematic of the town's indomitable spirit, its capacity for growth and adaptation, and its place in the broader narrative of Americans' frontier transformation. Okay, so here we are, and we're going to take a bit of a risk here today in terms of the game mechanics, because what I want to do is I want to get our railroad in. And what we're going to do is we're going to say that the railway has been granted all of this land here. You can see there's quite a nice little building pad here that is going to be our railway center. And then they're going to be building a bit of more city in here. Well, and look at that. We just unlocked the large village milestone, which is great. We also got a nice little grant money, which is like right in time for this. But anyway, what I want to do is we're going to get a rail yard over here, I think, and then we're going to get a cargo station over here and a passenger station over here. And that's all we're going to do today. I mean, we're going to aim to get the rail out that way. But in terms of all the stations we're going to have, those are the only ones we're going to build to start because they're going to be expensive. The rail yard is going to cost $30,000 a month. The train station will be $23,000 a month, and the cargo station will be $30,000 a month. So we're going to be bringing in using a lot of money on that, considering our monthly balance currently is $13,000. So that's why I say this is a risk. We are taking some big gambles here with the budget, and hopefully it will work out. So let's go ahead and get started with this project. What I want to do, first of all, is we are going to see, the problem, I don't want to spend the money to get the rail yard in yet, because And man, it's going to be tight. It's just going to be one rail yard here. And we are going to put it pretty much in here. But I don't want to spend the money on it yet, because that will mean that we're losing all that money while we're trying to build the track. So we're going to hold off on that. We know where it needs to go. So that is the important thing. And this is pretty much going to follow this trail, because I would assume that the trail goes through the pass through these mountains here. And I mean, you would assume there's actually more mountains out there, because this is the Cascades out this way. And this is our Cascades trail. But what I do want to do is we're going to just go ahead and get this out like this. And I don't care that it's at 5% grade there. We are going to try and get this to be as smooth as we can. And that is going to mean probably curving this way. So maybe actually we will redo this and get this a little bit more that way. Okay, so then this can come along here. We're going to watch that grade, and I want it to be, I'm going to settle for less than 3%. And we'll do just a little at a time and bring it down like that. We're trying to slowly get it down this hill. And we have to do just a little at a time, because otherwise the game will have it go a little bit wonky. And we don't want wonky. Okay, and here we've got quite a bit of a hill. I think what we're going to do here is end up with a little bit of a bridge. Or at least a little bit elevated. Yeah, that might work there. And then we're going to come back down now. Now we're pretty much down the hill. So that will be good. We can come down. There's just a little bit more here, I think. And hopefully we won't have too much more to do. Definitely don't want it to be going up the hill. So I think here what we're going to do is we're going to come down, because that will help it cut through a little bit. And it does have a little bit of hill there, but I am willing to accept that. Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. It's really hard. I wish that I had mods that could do this, but we're not using any mods that are like anarchy or anything like that, because I want to try to keep things as vanilla as we can. Because I know a lot of people out there don't want to do the thunderstorm yet. You know what we could do? We're going to go back. And we're going to redo this a little bit. Most of that, I'm okay with the sloping, because I think it's pretty good. But it's about here we started to have a little bit of trouble. So I'm going to do the slope terrain tool, and we'll right click there. And I'm just going to bring it in like this. And they're going to do a bunch of terrain work here. They wouldn't have too much to do there anyway, because it isn't that bad of a slope. But we'll bring that in. Oh, I had that outward. There we go. So now we're down to here, and now we'll do some more slope terrain. We're going to go from here, and we'll bring it like this. And here we get a little bit more cutting, and probably a little bit steeper as well. So we'll have to watch this here. Yeah, that's at about 4%. So we're going to have to do a little bit of curving here, which is fine. We can do that. We're going to go from here, and we'll bring it like this. Then we'll come back and smooth this again. To, like, undo what we had just done. And along here as well, they would do the least amount of terrain work that they would have to do. Okay, so now we're over here, and we want to do a little bit of smoothing. Let's say we'll go down to about here. Bring that up. Go back just a little bit, because I think we have a little bit more space here to work with. And there we get up to 5%. Okay, so we're going to have to go a little bit different here. Come along like this. And we are getting closer. So we are making progress here. We're getting down the hill. We're getting a little bit closer with every little bit here. And here we're a little bit steeper than I wanted, but that's okay. Because this is where we want to be there. Okay, so the problem that we have right now is we are 6% off. So we're going to have to go back and redo some of this because we have to get lower than that. And maybe we hug the river closer. Although that's still going to make it, it's still going to be pretty steep. All right, I'm going to do a bit off camera. You've seen how I'm doing this, and I'm going to do it off camera, and then we'll get there. All right, so now we've got this all in here, and what I want to do, can we do districts yet? Nope, not yet. But what I want to do is we'll call this area the Riverwoods Horseshoe, because it kind of goes like a horseshoe. I mean, it has this big curve, and that gets us down to here, to our rail yard. So we're going to get the rail yard in here and hopefully connect pretty well. We might have to do a little bit of terraforming in here to get our space. And in fact, I'm going to take that back out. And then what we'll do is we'll come in and turn snapping off. And we're going to bring this, like here. We're going to have to redo this road a little bit. So I'm going to pause, and we'll take this road out. So at this point, this is a trail. The railroad has a lot of sway in terms of getting things where they want it and stuff like that. Put this probably about here. And then, of course, we need to get the rail in there, and we're so close to getting it in the right spot. We're going to bring this out, and that pretty sharp curve coming in. But again, the trains at this point would be going pretty slow, actually. So we're going to bring this in, actually, like this. Too bad. Can't quite get that way. We can there, and then I want to see if we can get one more in here. There's too many traps in there, so we're going to bring one out a little bit more, possibly. There we go. So that gets us all the way in there. I am going to accept that, and in the meantime, then we are going to get some of our roads back in place. So we'll get one there. And I want this trail to go on its own little path here. Or like not quite on the same, or like not that part of the road, but it'll come along here and cross the train track. And then make its way back over here. Like that. So now we've got that trail reconnected. We can unpause the game. And now we've got this giant rail yard. A little bit oversized for this time period, but that's okay. Same thing with the cargo train terminal is going to be a bit oversized too. But let's double check that our land is flat here. It is. So what we're going to do is we're first going to move this back. And at this point, what's his name? Jim Harrington is going to be quite happy to give up some of his land to the railroad, because that means that a train is going to come in here and be able to provide a lot of transit for his timber. So we'll get that there, and then this is actually going to be a one-way track, or a two-way track, I mean, but just one single track here. And then, again, be a little bit steep there, a little bit sharp there, but that's okay. We're going to bring it all the way out. Actually, we'll get this straight there. Level this off just a little bit more here. And then we can come in here and bring this straight in like that. And hopefully we can get all of these traps to curve right off of that. This one says it's too tight, which is not a good sign for the rest of it. Oh, but that's the most important one there. because we pretty much just want to be able to get our get the cargo to go through here and connect. There we go. So that should all be connected there. We need a road to connect here. And we'll bring another one back this way too. So that gets that all connected. Then here we need to connect this. Bring it in like that. And then we'll bring this side like that too. So that gets all connected. And then we just need to get our passenger rail. And we are losing money as expected. But over in here, okay, so the passenger rail, I think for now we're just gonna do this and get one station. Actually, let's do it. I'm gonna put it right here, because the thought is that if we get that there, eventually we might be able to fit the second one up against the river. But that does mean that we have to move our this is the transformer. That's okay, because we can just move it over here. We have to hide it again too, though. So that's just one thing we'll have to do. I want to hide it. I guess we'll hide it over here. Put that snapping back on. And it doesn't quite fit there. We'll hide it here. I mean, this whole thing is a little bit out of time. The whole building and the way that it's set up. But we'll go ahead and reconnect over here. There, and actually that needs to be underground. Don't have electricity yet. At some point we will, but not yet. So then this can come back out. And that should be all we need to do for that. We'll come back and we'll take this out. And then we're going to take out those trees. So we'll come in and we'll get our tree brush. And we want to turn off snapping, which is down here. So now it should remove all of the trees, not just a little bit. And in fact, you know what? I think I have a mod. Nope, I don't have the mod that makes the bulldozer a little bit better. There is one on Thunderstore that makes that a little better. And also our power line here is blocking that stream that we built. So I'm going to have to fix this. And since this is all out of time anyway, it's not a big deal. Just come along and go like that. Okay, so that is fixed. Now we can come in here and we, like I said, we are going to get our passenger station. Actually, let's put that up against the river already. Put that there, because then we will be able to put one over here eventually. Yeah. So if we need to expand, we have the capability of doing that. And we're going to come in here and just get a key right there. And we are going to, I mean, okay, can we do that with the dirt road, actually? We can. And that will work. Didn't give it as an actual key, it just kind of did it differently, but that's okay. We'll keep going straight here, and then what we need to do is figure out how they are going to divide out their land, because they're going to want to develop that pretty intensely. So what I'm going to do is, I think what we'll do is just grid it out from this road, because we kind of have a grid going here already. So what we'll do is we'll come in here and we'll just go, I think we were doing 200 yards by 200, right? No, it's 70 yards by 70. It's about 200 feet, 210 feet, I guess. But yeah, we'll do 70 yards. We'll keep that same size grid because it is working quite well for us. And I'm going to fill this all out as well. Okay, so we've got some of this grid out. I do want to say that the government has required that the railroad reserve some of this land for government purposes. So what we're going to do is say that like a block 4x4 here is going to be reserved. So what I'm going to do then is we'll come up here and we'll say it's 1 block away from this main trail because the railroad really wants to have commercial there. But 1, 2, is that crooked? No, it's not. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll go here and we're going to get the 70x70 here. And we'll keep doing this because that is actually proving to be an easy way for me to do this grid. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we're going to come back down. Bring this all the way in. And then we can get these all the way across. And actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where we're going to go this way. And we'll reserve that whole thing there for government purposes. So like maybe a school or a city hall or something. And in fact, probably not a school now that I'm thinking of it, because I think the school will go elsewhere, or we'll get some schools in other spots, and that will really be for like true, like more major civic purposes. But this will come all the way down to here. And this road, I think, can continue out this way. So now that I've said that, I can continue to get this grid in. Okay, so now we've got that massive grid built by the railroad in, and now we can figure out where their road to the station comes in. So this will definitely go to the end of the station, which is about here. And then we're going to come in, and we'll come up this way. And actually, what I think I want to do is we're going to have a couple roads here. We're going to come out this way, another 70 yards, and this will come down here and go in there. And what I think I want is we're going to bring this all the way down like that. And then is that about 70 yards by any chance? It's very close, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this here, take that back out, and this should be, actually here, we'll do it this way. 70 yards, and then this can go down in this direction. Make sure that I'm at 90 degrees. And then this road is going to go straight in there. So now we've got another little bit in here that can be developed right by the train station. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then what we'll do is we'll bring in here, we'll bring roads and continue that grid. Yeah, so that continues all the way out to here, and we might continue out that way, but for now, this is definitely what we want. Now let's check. Unemployment is 0%. So we're going to go ahead and start getting a whole bunch of residential in here. We'll unpause, which we'll get that going. Oh, we need to connect that, actually. So we're going to bring, actually, two-way track in here. Can we go across here? We can. Beautiful. And I want to go across the best we can here. Like that. And that is actually not too bad. Kind of ugly, but, you know, compared to Cities Skylines 1, this looks beautiful. Okay, so now, as we unpause, all of that should be done, and let's go ahead and get some train lines going. So we want a passenger line going from here to the edge of the map. This is going to probably be a very popular route because it's going to be way faster than coming by car. I mean, cars don't quite exist, but they kind of do because that's the mechanics of the game. But so this will be much faster, and that did not connect. Let's try this again. Starting here, create line, then go out to here. and then go back. Okay, so we've got two lines now, or we've got a cargo line and a passenger line. Here comes the first passenger line. There's nobody on it, but hopefully there will be soon. And we'll go ahead and start getting single family housing to start in here, because that is what we need very badly. And when we upgrade, inevitably this is going to get upgraded to townhomes and stuff like that. But for now, we're going to do single family home. I'm not going to really worry about where things go, but we'll go ahead and let that fill in now. Okay, so a lot of this is filled in, and now we're at an unemployment rate higher than 10%, which is good to see. We can go ahead and get a little bit more commercial in then. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and throw that right in here, because I feel like this is developing as the center of the railroad district, or like the stuff that the railroad has built. And that's pretty much what we've been focused on, is the railroad coming in and developing in here. So that is, you know, where I want to put stuff. I think I'm pretty happy with the progress we've made. We have gotten a lot built in here. We've got space reserved for civic, and we have a lot of room for development in the future as well. So that's where we're going to leave it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to click on the video on the screen. It will take you to the next episode if there is one. If not, it'll take you to another video that you thoroughly will enjoy. I guarantee it. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.